Cristiano Ronaldo dos Santos Aveiro was born on February 5, 1985, in a tiny island far from the great football stadiums of the world. Madeira, Portugal was quiet, humble and beautiful, but life there was not easy for his family. His father, José Diniz Aveiro, worked as a gardener and a kitman for a local football club. His mother, Maria Dolores, was a cook. They lived in a small house, often struggling to put food on the table. Cristiano was the youngest of 4 children. Hugo, Elma, and Katia were his older siblings. His mother would later reveal something painful. Because of poverty, she once considered not going through with her pregnancy. But fate had other plans. The boy she decided to bring into this world would become one of the most famous names in history. From the very beginning, Cristiano was different. He was restless, energetic, always running. Football was his escape, his passion, his obsession. On the streets of Madeira, he would kick anything that could roll. A tin can, a ball of socks, even old rags tied together. Neighbors remember him playing until late, sweating, crying if he lost, celebrating wildly if he won. His childhood nickname was Crybaby, because he would shed tears when his friends didn't play as seriously as him. But behind those tears was a fire. The fire of someone who could not stand losing. At 7 years old, he joined Andorinha, a small club where his father worked. The coaches noticed something unusual. Not only was Cristiano quick and skillful, but he was also relentless. He hated being second best. At home, his mother noticed he would rather practice than do anything else. He slept with a football by his side. By 10 years old, he was already the best kid in Madeira. Bigger clubs noticed, and soon he joined National, one of the island's leading teams. But Cristiano wanted more. He wanted to compete with the best. At age 12, with a small suitcase and enormous dreams, he boarded a plane to mainland Portugal to join Sporting Lisbon's academy. His mother could not afford to accompany him. He cried from homesickness, often calling her in tears, but he refused to give up. Life at Sporting wasn't easy. He was teased for his Madeiran accent. He was skinny compared to others. Yet his speed, dribbling, and boldness on the ball made him stand out. Then tragedy almost struck. At 15, doctors discovered he had a racing heart condition. It could have ended his football career before it began. His mother prayed endlessly. A laser surgery was done, and by sheer determination, Cristiano was back to training within weeks. It was a sign of what his career would always be: obstacles, setbacks, and comebacks. At 17, Cristiano made his debut for Sporting Lisbon's first team. His tricks, his stepovers, his pace, they were mesmerizing. But the night that changed his life forever came in 2003, during a friendly between Sporting Lisbon and Manchester United. That evening, the 18-year-old Ronaldo destroyed United's defense. After the match, United players went to Sir Alex Ferguson and said, "Boss, you have to sign him." Days later, Manchester United bought him for £12, 24 pence million, the most expensive teenager in English football at the time. Cristiano cried tears of joy. His dream was coming true. When Ronaldo arrived in Manchester, he was a skinny boy with dazzling skills but little end product. Sir Alex Ferguson became his second father, guiding him, disciplining him, molding him into not just a showman but a winner. Cristiano wore the iconic number 7 shirt, once worn by legends like George Best, Eric Cantona, and David Beckham. At first, people doubted him. He did too many stepovers, he was selfish. He was mocked by English defenders who called him a diver. But Ferguson believed in him. Ronaldo trained harder than anyone else. While others went home, he stayed behind, practicing free kicks, improving his physique, sharpening his finishing. Teammates recall that he would do 300 sit-ups at night in his room, refusing to rest until he felt he was improving. Slowly, he transformed. By 2007-08, he was unstoppable. That season, he scored 42 goals, leading United to both the Premier League and the Champions League. At just 23, he won his first Ballon d'Or, officially recognized as the best player in the world. But even at his peak in Manchester, Ronaldo dreamed of playing for Real Madrid. In 2009, the transfer happened. Real Madrid signed Ronaldo for a then world record €94 million. The world watched his unveiling at the Santiago Bernabéu Stadium. 80,000 fans came just to see him. The pressure was immense, but Cristiano thrived. In Madrid, he turned from a superstar into a legend. Every season, he broke records. He scored goals at a rate that seemed impossible. 50 goals in a season, then 60, then even more. He became Real Madrid's all-time top scorer with 450 goals in 438 matches. A mind-boggling statistic. But it wasn't just about numbers. It was about moments. The unstoppable, long-range strikes, the headers where he seemed to hang in the air like Superman, the calm penalties in finals, and above all, the Champions League nights. Ronaldo became known as Mr. Champions League, carrying Real Madrid to 4 titles in 5 years, including the historic La Decima, their long-awaited 10th European crown. His rivalry with Lionel Messi defined an era. For nearly a decade, football fans debated endlessly who is greater. Both pushed each other to extraordinary heights. Ronaldo himself admitted, "Without Messi, I wouldn't have been this good." In Madrid, Cristiano won 4 more Ballon d'Or awards, bringing his total to 5. He became a global icon, not just a footballer but a brand, admired and criticized in equal measure. After nearly a decade in Madrid, Ronaldo sought a new challenge. In 2018, he shocked the world by joining Juventus in Italy for €100 million. Critics said his career was winding down. He proved them wrong again. In Turin, he continued scoring relentlessly, winning 2 Serie A titles and becoming the fastest player in club history to reach 100 goals. Though Juventus didn't win the Champions League, Ronaldo left his mark, delivering unforgettable performances, like his hat trick against Atletico Madrid where he shouted to the crowd, "This is why they bought me." In 2021, football witnessed an emotional homecoming. Ronaldo returned to Manchester United, greeted with thunderous cheers. He delivered magical moments, including a debut brace and last-minute winners in the Champions League. But United were struggling, and tensions grew. Despite scoring 24 goals in his comeback season, disagreements with management and a lack of direction from the club led to a bitter departure in 2022. In late 2022, Ronaldo shocked many by joining Al Nassr in Saudi Arabia. Some critics said it was the end, but Cristiano saw it differently. Another chance to inspire, to expand football's influence, to prove that his passion remained unshaken. He became the highest-paid footballer in the world and a symbol of Saudi Arabia's growing football ambitions. And still, in his late 30s, he kept scoring, kept breaking records, kept fighting. For Ronaldo, playing for Portugal was always special. He made his debut in 2003, and over the years he carried his nation on his shoulders. The crowning moment came in Euro 2016, when Portugal won their first major trophy. In the final, Ronaldo was injured early, but from the sidelines he shouted instructions, encouraged teammates and celebrated with tears when they triumphed. In 2019, he lifted the Nations League trophy. By 2021, he had become the highest-scoring international player in history, surpassing Ali Daei's record. With over 120 international goals, he remains the heart of Portugal's golden generation. Beyond football, Ronaldo is a devoted father to his children, Cristiano Jr., twins Eva and Matteo, and daughter Alana Martina. He speaks often of his mother, calling her his greatest inspiration. He has donated millions to hospitals, children's charities, and disaster relief. Cristiano is also a perfectionist. Stories of his discipline are legendary. He avoids alcohol, eats with extreme care, trains like no one else. Teammates recall visiting his home for dinner and being surprised when he served them grilled chicken and water. No fancy desserts, just discipline. Ronaldo's journey was not without shadows. He has faced criticism for arrogance, for his fiery temperament, for disputes with managers and teammates. His life has been scrutinized endlessly, but through it all, he remained focused, repeating his mantra, "Your love makes me strong, your hate makes me unstoppable." Cristiano Ronaldo's story is not just about goals, trophies, or records. It is about a boy from Madeira who refused to accept limits. A boy who cried when he lost, who was told he was too skinny, too poor, too emotional, and who turned every doubt into fuel. He showed the world that greatness is not given, it is earned. Through sweat, sacrifice, and relentless belief, he built himself into one of the greatest athletes in history. Today, whether you love him or prefer Messi, there is no denying that Cristiano Ronaldo stands as a symbol of what human willpower can achieve. From the narrow streets of Madeira to the grandest stages of football, his journey is a reminder. Dreams are worth chasing, no matter where you come from.
I'm not perfect, but I want to be the best. I work hard for that. Talent without hard work is nothing.
And perhaps that is the essence of his life story. Hard work turning talent into immortality.